working on the roof. I feel like I used to always work outside at the Fremont office, but I'm like, why don't I just work up here? And it's like at home, no one's around. The Wi-Fi is kind of like ass sometimes, but yeah, it's really nice out. It's just like really cold. I think I need to go back inside because I've been out here for hours. Okay, random thoughts, but I feel like I've just been really down recently. Like, I'll make plans with people, and then instead of getting excited about them, I'm just like, I don't want to do it. I'm just gonna bail. And I feel like with Kyra and Jonathan and Rand and like Rohan and people, they're always like last minute planners. So it's kind of like people are like, oh, let's do this, and then I'm like, okay, yeah, I could be down. And then when it comes time to actually go, I'm like, I don't want to go. And then no one's gonna be like, oh, well, you had this on the calendar, so let's go. So then I just bail. I don't know if it's like I just feel bad, so then I want to isolate myself, and then I feel more isolated. But yesterday was nice because I was gonna go climbing and then didn't go with them. And then Jonathan asked me later, or after they were done, if I had eaten yet or wanted to get food. And then Kyra like ordered the food, picked it up, brought it to me, and then we hung out. And I was like, dang, this is so nice. Like, they like basically forced like some sort of hangout to happen because they made it super easy on me. And I was just like, wow, I actually had such a good time. And it was definitely like something that made my day because I was just sad or feeling bummed because I felt like I kept bailing on them or bailing on people and just wanted to like hermit, I guess, but not really, like, because I don't like being alone. I feel like I've been doing activities, but I've been doing them alone, like with people that aren't my friends. So then I feel like more freeing in a way. Like, yeah, I'm still like on and present and engaged with people I don't know, but it's a little bit different because I don't have as much of an investment in that relationship, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but like, for example, like dance stuff or like pickleball stuff, like those are the things that I've been investing my energy in, but that's like not with my friends. It's like a different kind of energy too, because I'm like obviously trying to get those people to also like me, not a dance, but like at pickleball or like at volleyball league with the people I don't really know that well. I feel like I think that a lot of people are different than me, and that a lot of people maybe react to things a lot differently than I do, and just how we communicate, how we perceive things, how we understand things, how we like say things, intend things, whatever is really different. And I feel like I'm starting to learn that maybe like there's a big clash in like communication styles, or just a big clash in like how we are as people and how we interact. And I just feel like that's resulted in a lot of difficult conversations because I maybe acted in a way that assumed that the other person wouldn't be mad, but then I am just really surprised to hear that they are mad. And so on one hand, I'm like, oh, isn't it obvious that I feel this way? And then on the other hand, it's like, yeah, I could have been more clear with how I felt, but it didn't seem like either party cared because they felt like the other person wasn't going to understand them because of our inherent differences, if that makes sense. With friendships, it's worth communicating. And I think maybe I just like didn't do a good job of that recently because one, I've just been tired with work. Like things like that require a lot of effort, and usually I have the energy to put in that effort, but like recently I just haven't had that energy. So when things have been really like hard for me in a situation that is like anxiety inducing to me, or like very hard for me to be in a good attitude, or it like takes a lot of effort to be in a good mental state, like I feel like I haven't been as good about being in that state or helping myself to be in that state, if that makes sense, or like setting myself up for success, if that analogy makes sense. And so I think it's just resulted in a lot of like rifts between maybe some of my friends and me. And on one hand, I'm like, why can't people just cut me some slack? I feel like I've always been someone that's been reliable and like loyal and like trustworthy, and like I don't know, it's like, why don't you cut me some slack? And maybe they feel like they have been cutting me some slack, or maybe I've been down for a while, I just don't even realize it. But I think what I'm realizing is that my hermiting or like distancing myself is what I think people want, but it's not really what people want. Like, for example, if I'm like in a bad mood, or if I feel like I'm like the worst version of myself or not a good version of myself, I feel like I'd rather remove myself from the situation because I feel like they don't want to be around the bad version of me. Like, I feel like there's such a drastic difference between like the fun, energetic, happy me and like the really bummed, sad, anxious, angry me. And I feel like if I'm being that way, I'm like, I'm sure nobody wants to be around me, so I might as well just leave. And I feel like the act of me just like leaving and seeming disengaged has been bad. Or like I assume people don't want to be around me, so then I just leave, or like I isolate. But then everyone's always, or like people have just been mad at me, being like, well, why are you like this? And for example, Yao always is upset with me when I feel really disinterested or disengaged, and I'm like, okay, then why don't I just like not show up anymore to things that I feel like I might act this way? And then she was upset at that, and I feel like it's not that I think she's being unreasonable. Like I think she's totally just like upset at the situation, because I think ultimately she wants me around and she wants to hang out with me, and not just there's like a plane, not just like one-on-one time, which I feel like I love the most. Like I think she wants me around in general. In the situation that I was really bummed about, like recently, where I had decided to leave without saying anything to anyone, like I feel like they were all very shocked by that, and I was like, you guys didn't even freaking need me. Like I didn't need to be there, and I was just obviously like in a bad mood. So I'm like, why would you want to be around me if I'm just like in a shitty ass mood? And I feel like ultimately maybe it is, they also just want me to be there, or like want me to be around, even if I am like not as energetic or happy as I normally am. And I don't know, maybe that's just like a huge insecurity of mine, where I feel like if they didn't want me there, like they would just tell me, or like they would make it more like obvious, or maybe like they would make the situation happen such that I just wouldn't be there, you know, or they would like ask me to leave or whatever. But I feel like maybe the effort that I'm seeing them go to communicate with me that it upset them maybe means that I'm in a way somewhat worth being around, or like worth their time to try to like reconcile or fix. I don't know, it's just like that's one part of me that's like trying to look at the silver lining, or like the bright side of things, being like, okay, maybe they like want me around and I'm just being insecure and like trying to escape because I think they don't want me around. But on the other hand, it's like all of these people that are usually very chill, like you can't really get them to be mad or sad or anything. Like they don't have negative emotions. Like for some reason I've pissed them off, so it's like, fuck, like what am I doing wrong? You know, like I feel like ultimately I'm the common denominator, and yeah, like I feel like there must be something wrong with me, or I'm just like doing things that are like causing problems. I don't know, it's just a weird dichotomy, is that the right word? Like thing that's in my brain right now. Like I just don't know if it's like I should feel glad that I create a safe space maybe for people to tell me that they're feeling bad when they do feel bad because of something I've done, or I've just caused so many problems in general because of my inherent nature or personality that like all of these people are just getting mad at me over and over again. And I feel like that's just been the last 2 weeks. People, all my friends I really care about, just like telling me that I've done things that have like really bothered them or offended them or whatever. And I feel like all of these things are fixable. Like at the end of the day, I know that like I think that my friends will be my friends, and it's just like a little blip, and that's totally natural and inevitable with relationships, with friendships, with people that are especially different than me or don't maybe think like me. But I don't know, I just feel really alone. I feel really isolated because I don't know anyone else that's gone through that. I don't know anyone else that has pissed off so many people, or maybe they just don't share with me, or I don't know, or whatever. But I just really feel like recently, like everyone has been mad at me, like literally everyone. But I think things will be fine. I just have been feeling really tired and like not wanting to do anything, and that's really unlike me. And I feel like that's a very like depression-esque, depressive, is that a word? I don't know, like thing for me to experience, especially like when I'm never like that. Like I feel like relatively for me to feel that way is really extreme, even though I know that's like not a huge deal. Does that make sense? I don't know. Okay, I feel like I really haven't vlogged recently because when I'm in a bad mood, I feel like that's just how I am. But yesterday was a good day, so I kind of feel good today. But yeah. Okay, bye!